Your Eye Factor's on tonight.
The truth of the matter is that Elizabeth is, a politician like everybody else.
For saying that, President Obama is being accused of sexism by his own crew. Fascinating story. We'll analyze it tonight.
Human nature kicks in, so there was people who they didn't care about anyone else. They were getting off that train.
Chaos after an Amtrak train derails outside of Philadelphia, and it looks like it was every man and woman for themselves. Martha McCallum is investigating.
This is what our strategy should be. We will look for you, we will find you, and we will kill you.
Also ahead, Senator Marco Rubio on how he would handle foreign policy and his assessment of Hillary Clinton's weaknesses. Caution. You are about to enter the no-spin zone. Factor begins right now. Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Is President Obama a sexist guy? That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. In perhaps the strangest political story of the year, the president finds himself being attacked by the far left for criticizing Senator Elizabeth Warren. As you may know, the president's trying to get a free trade agreement passed, but Ms. Warren opposes.
Elizabeth is, a politician like everybody else, and, she's got a voice that she wants to get out there. And I understand that. And on most issues, she and I deeply agree. On this one, though, her arguments don't stand the test of fact and scrutiny.
Well, upon hearing that, the National Organization for Women slammed down the hammer. Bang! President Terry O'Neill said, quote, "Yes, I think it's sexist. The clear subtext is that the little lady just doesn't know what she's talking about." Of course, President Obama never said anything about a little lady. Maybe there was one in the room, but I didn't see her. That's the spin Ms. O'Neill put on the fairly benign comment the president made. Far-left Senator Sherrod Brown from Ohio piled on.
I think the president was disrespectful to her by the way he did that. I think that the president I think the president has made this more personal than he needed to.
Of course, this whole thing's insane. It's a political disagreement. There's no sexism involved. But the White House, which is sympathetic to the grievance industry generally, now has to deal with it.
Senator Brown is a stand-up guy, and given the opportunity to review the comments that seem like they were made in some haste, that I feel confident that he'll do the right thing and apologize.
As the cliche goes, good luck with that. Again, there was no sexism in President Obama's comments towards Senator Warren. It's a fabricated situation. But this is a preview of what we're going to see in the presidential campaign. The militant feminists and their enablers are firmly in Hillary Clinton's camp. So, if Mrs. Clinton is criticized, believe me, the sexism deal will be all over the place. That's where America is right now. The far left making a living out of demonizing people with whom it disagrees. The irony is President Obama is a former uber-liberal champion. Now he's a bad guy, an oppressor, because he wants a free trade agreement. And rather than debate that situation on its merits, far left does what it always does, attacks personally. There's no better example I can give you of the political climate in the USA right now. And that's the memo. Now for the top story night reaction. With us here in New York City, Nobiki Kamst, a liberal thinker, and the co-host of Outnumbered, Andrea Tantaris, a conservative. Barack Obama sexist, Andrea?
No, not at all.
Never?
Not in this instance. Definitely not. They're friends. They're friendly. I think he has a close relationship with Elizabeth Warren. Maybe he should have just called her Warren, like you call me Tantaris.
That's why I do it.
I know that's why
I don't want to call any woman by their first name and be accused by now. Everybody's got the last name. How about you, Namiki? Is the president a sexist?
You know, sexism is a real issue, but these claims dilute the issue. I think what's happening here, I don't know what Now is thinking, but Sherrod Brown really just wants to run for president. So he's trying to appeal to women by, you know, making some sort of sexist accusation.
Well, let me stop you there. Number one, I called you Nomiki because
oh my goodness,
that could be a last name. It could be a last name.
In Greece, yeah.
Her name could be Grace Nomiki.
Yeah.
It's not, but that's okay.
Confusing.
Now, what you basically say is that Sherrod Brown is doing this for political reasons. He's not being an honest man.
I think so.
He's using a dishonest cudgel.
Yep.
Word of the day. All right? To hammer a sitting president in a dishonest way. Is that what you're saying, Ms. Kunst?
Yes, it is what I'm saying, Mr.
Excellent.
O'Reilly.
All right, we're on a record. Now, this whole sexism business diminishes what Nomiki said is a real issue. I don't understand the issue because I'm not feminine. All right, so it doesn't really affect me when I go to the Met game.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just there. I'm not on the lookout for it.
Right.
I'm not. But you guys both see it. You see it.
We see it. I actually think that this isn't doing Elizabeth Warren any favors because she is, while I don't agree with her points on this, except for the point about this deal lacking in transparency, it's doing a disservice because she's making some points that are resonating with the far left. And instead of talking about the validity of this deal, we're talking about a stupid issue like sexism. And I don't think he's doing any favors. And I will say this, Camille Paglia was right. The left sees everything through the prism of race and gender. That's
an easy avoidance, though, of failed policies. Look, if you want to get into a free trade agreement, there are two sides to the story. The one side is that free trade creates prosperity and jobs for the USA. The other is that it strangles the worker because goods come in from other countries that are cheaper, and therefore American manufacturing people get hammered. Look, you can take one side or the other. I'm a free trader. I want a robust and competitive economy, all right? If China wants to send us a hat, I'm not going to buy it unless it's a good hat, all right? And if it's a good hat, I'll buy it, all right? That's it. But the sexism deal, it's lurking everywhere. Remember when the State Department, what was her name, Marie Harf?
Yeah.
I said something to her that she wasn't up for the job because she was babbling. I mean, babbling out there. And I said, hey, come on. That could have been a guy, a gal. I don't do that. I said, you know, she looks out of her depth. You're a sexist. Yeah, you can't. You know, it's insane. And you know what it does? It makes intelligent people walk away from the argument.
I agree.
They're just not going to embrace the argument ever, even if you have a real point.
I think sexism exists, and it definitely exists in the Senate. But you know, what's interesting is Elizabeth Warren hasn't stepped up. The reality here is that Elizabeth Warren has a close relationship with President Obama. President Obama calls Joe Biden Joe. He calls Elizabeth Warren Elizabeth. He calls Hillary Hillary. He uses first names universally in close relationships. That has nothing to do with sexism.
This is fascinating, Bill, because in your talking points memo, you bring up the best point. This is finally Dem tactics used on other Democrats.
Yeah,
I mean, this is
that's
what they
kind of
do to
shocking.
Republicans. It is, but you know what? Think about how he did this deal. He's treating Democrats the way he treated Republicans with Obamacare.
Yeah, he does.
Let me finish. He's keeping them in the dark. He's not giving him a seat at the table. And now they're getting a taste of their own medicine, and they don't like it, so they're giving him a taste of his own medicine, and they're playing the sexism card. I kind of love watching it. I
think he's playing to the Warren audience. He wants to run for president. It's just about presidential politics.
Who are you talking about? Brown now?
Yeah, that's it.
But he doesn't have a chance in hell of running for president, you know? And he diminishes himself personally if you are correct, and I'm saying if, that he's dishonest, that he knows there was no sexism involved, yet he's using that to attack the President of the United States, that diminishes Sherrod Brown. Okay?
Absolutely.
So it hurts him. And neither Sherrod Brown, if he was sitting where Ms. Kunst is, or Elizabeth Warren, if she was sitting where Ms. Stanteros is, could stand up to this charge with me. They'd both be pudding when I got through with them. Is pudding a sexist term?
I don't know if I've heard pudding.
I'm so
like
offended.
pudding.
I'm so offended right now.
Yeah, if it is, I will never use pudding again. Ladies, thanks very much. We appreciate it. Next on the Rundown, Senator Marco Rubio will be here. He's assessing Hillary Clinton's weaknesses, we hope in a non-sexist way. Later, Miller, an uber macho guy on Tom Brady and having a robot as a pet. Factor's coming right back.